I love how every time I do this, Discord then decides it doesn't want to scroll. So then I like can't get to the announcements. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tribal Council numero once of the season. Last round was very fun, and there were some shocked reactions from Landon as Landon left Tribal Council. Um, how did last round go, Jeremy, from like a first merge round? Was it something that really set the tone, or was it kind of just like a whatever it was?
That's a great question, John Buckley. I hope that it didn't set the tone for the merge, but I feel like who knows what's going to happen at this point because there's question marks everywhere. So I'm hopeful that, like, whatever that was isn't indicative of the entire rest of the season, but I guess we'll find out.
Here, you won immunity this round, so you can't go home tonight. But let's talk about the last straw twist for a second. So if you lose that, if you are last place in an immunity challenge, you don't get to vote. So that's one less vote going through these first however many rounds of the merge till it ends. Is that like affecting? Do you see that affecting the game further as it gets down in numbers in the merge?
I think it affects the game depending on the challenge that you decide to give us because it says in there that you can multiple people can lose their votes if multiple people come in last. I mean, it's assumption that more people can lose their vote in the future. So there could potentially be a vote where it's not just one person that doesn't have a vote because of this twist. And who's to know? And I think that really depends on the challenge.
That's fair. That's a very valid point. Sinam, now that we have somebody on the jury and now that jury management is a thing, seeing what that's like as this is your first time playing a game in this scenario, how do you manage that aspect of it?
I actually, one of the things that I started talking about and thinking about after last tribal was I had never thought of the phrase tribal like jury management. Um, and so that kind of struck me with a significant amount of fear at first. And then I realized like I think all of us are here to play. And it makes me a little bit like questioning of when people are talking to me if it's managing me for the jury or for a vote. But I think that we've all been trying to build some social connection. So remembering that and like for me at least, I like to think I've been like social and trying to reach out to people. So I'm trying not to let jury management be my priority when I'm just trying to make it to the next day to some extent. Like I don't have the bandwidth to think about all that. There's such a learning curve here.
It's fair. It's fair. Nathan, Sanan talks about social connections and social games, and obviously that's a very big thing to get you through the very beginning of the game to this point. But are we at a point now that being too social is dangerous?
Um, guess you could say so. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends what people consider too sociable and if they consider that a threat. Like if you put yourself out there to too many people, people probably think that you're trying to play everyone in some sort of way. It's kind of up to everybody's interpretation, I suppose.
Adam, let's talk about interpretations or perceptions. Um, Obviously everyone has their own rose-colored lens of view of how things are going in the game. How do you, at final 10, how do you maneuver that?
I think that it's really hard. And, you hate to say it, but it really depends on the person to person. Like, you can go in and you can say what your truth is all you want. But if people don't believe you or people feel like they have a reason to not trust you, it does not matter. You could be as honest as possible. You could fucking be reading them a book and showing them the pages that the words are there, and they could still be like, no, you're lying to me because of things that you've done in the past. So you really have to know and manage what you do in the past to make sure that your present stays good. Twice.
I really liked that. That was good. Um, okay, so Jake, Adam brought up one of my favorite things, lying. Um, and with lying comes leaving people out of votes and blindsides and all of that stuff. Obviously, a blindside is powerful in Survivor, but is a blindside always a good thing?
I mean, I don't know. I think when you play games like this, they happen. You can't avoid it. You either do them or they happen to you. Um, or both. You can do in one round and be blindsided the next. Um, which all are open possibilities for anyone in the game. Um, so I don't know. I think like you have to expect them because everyone's going to play the game, and in the game of Survivor, you can't tell everyone everything. I know I've been on the receiving end of a blind side and I've not told people about another vote. So like I get the full circle for sure. I don't
Speaking of uh receiving ends of things, Topher, you played Nightle last round. You ended up not needing to play it. But how do you think there was a ripple effect now that like a confirmed and idol was thrown into the world and it was played, and now that people have seen it in action?
Yeah, I think that one, it is always better to have than to not need. So I do feel like even though I may have played the idol incorrectly because of the fact that like, I it had been so long since I had casted a vote or had any opportunity to, see where people lie and stuff like that, that like, yeah, it was very possible that I could have been voted out. I had an idol in my pocket and I knew I was catching ghost votes. And I really like it just felt like the right thing to do. But now I don't have an idol in my pocket and I am a little bit nervous that having played an idol, I could be seen as an easy target. And it's tough because this is a whole game where you have to be, you know, direct yet vague. You have to be obvious yet subtle. And you have to try to find the balance that falls somewhere in the middle there to determine whether or not like you can play with people or people are willing to play with you. And at the end of the day, the only thing that you can truly go off of is the actions that you see. And so words only carry so much weight, but once you've read those votes, then we know where the actions lie. And that is the only time that you know whether or not you've been told the truth or you got.
Valid. Speaking of ghost votes, Isha, the first past versus present, when we were starting to get to this point in the game, is where the weaponization of the ghost vote became a thing. People started using ghost votes to their advantage. Do you think that that is something that could potentially happen soon or at all?
I think now that like we've made it to merge and there's a smaller amount of people left in the game, yes, I feel like ghost votes can be used to your disadvantage, or I guess your advantage or your disadvantage. Um, but also the people that are casting those ghost votes, I feel like they aren't thinking about anything and they're just kind of like not bitter, but like I'm gonna vote for whoever I want. But like, girl, you're still part of the game low key, so you need to think about that too. That's all.
Right. Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to add before we go to the vote? Okay. It's 10:14. I'll give you till 10:17 to lock everything, and then we will get moving.
Now, as always, is the time for shout outs. Tell us
Shout out to my girl Karen. You're back.
Hi.
I
I
miss
miss
you.
Karen.
I always miss all of you constantly.
Shout out to my beautiful wife, Jen, the excellent Crispy, and the adorable Seb, all my podcasts.
Shout out to Zorb and also to my parents who are waiting for me to finish dinner while I do this because I could not miss Tribal because I have an obsession with this game.
I just realized I said shout out to all the moms and I was on mute.
Okay. So, vote count for this round. Madeline lost her vote. There are no ghost votes tonight. And somebody has played an extra vote. Starting this season, any extra votes are anonymous, so you will not find out who cast that extra vote. So there are a total of 10 votes tonight. With that being said, if anyone has an idol or an advantage and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Hey, John Buckley,
Yes.
I don't like that. So, I would rather make it through this final 10 going into 9, and that might be a mistake, but I'm gonna play my idol on myself.
Okay, so Alex does in fact have a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Alex tonight will not count. Anybody else? All right. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council Zoom immediately. First vote, Madeline. Madeline, 2 votes, Madeline. Madeline, that's 3 votes, Madeline. Adam, that's 3 votes, Madeline, 1 vote, Adam. Adam, that's 3 votes, Madeline, 2 votes, Adam. Adam, that's 3 votes, Madeline, 3 votes, Adam. Madeline, that's 4 votes, Madeline, 3 votes, Adam. Adam, that's 4 votes, Madeline, 4 votes, Adam. Adam, that's 5 votes, Adam, 4 votes, Madeline, 1 vote left. 11th person voted out, the second member of our jury. Adam, that's 6. That is enough. Do you have anything you would like to say?
I would just like to say, that wasn't a shock to me. I knew that something was going on. And I understand why it happened. However, just know that for a few of you, that wasn't a smart move. For some of you, it was. Alex, I wish you didn't play your idol on yourself. I knew it was going to be me. But either way, good game to you all. People know who played that extra vote, and other people know exactly what they need to do about that person who played that extra vote. I'm not bitter though. I ran the pre-merge, so I'm happy with how I played. And thanks, Prod, for having me back.
You're an absolute menace and I love you. Now it's time to go to the jury. Have fun.
Hi, guys. Y'all know where my extra vote is. At least you should. Or not my extra vote, my ghost vote. Y'all should.
All right. Well, congrats on single digits. Will we go 3 for 3 for idols being played at tribal councils after the merge? We'll find out next time.